Some of you have been eagerly awaiting the follow-up video to my Abangdun versus Nuwave induction wok hob reviews, and the rest of you are wondering if I've always worn glasses. Well, to the people in the first group, here we are, and to the people in the second group, no, I'm just really old now. Let's get started. If you saw the first video that went in depth into the pros and cons of these machines, then you'll know that mostly I prefer the Abangdun one just based on its sizing versatility and sheer power compared to the Nuwave machine, with only two real drawbacks, and one of them being quite uncertain. I was really nervous that this tempered glass surface would easily scratch or break down or crack with the aggressive style of cooking that is required from using a wok. I will say that this fear, many months later, I say many because I'm not sure exactly how many months later, but after a bunch of time has passed and after a bunch of aggressive cooking has passed, it looks and feels just fine. In fact, since the initial review, I have learned yet another thing that makes this more preferable to this. It is also compatible with pans that aren't rounded on the bottom. I have used this thing as an extra burner for my smaller saucepans, as well as my tea kettle, with completely satisfactory results. However, I will say when using this in comparison to something more powerful, such as my built-in unit over here, or something more sophisticated, such as this Breville Control Freak, it doesn't do as good of a job if you are comparing them based off of power output or extra features. That being said, the fact that this can work with flat bottom pans at all makes for a good case to leave it on your counter instead of make it something that you just bring out when you need to use it. I hope that sentence makes sense. I'm not changing it. That just leaves me with one big caveat, which is the stupid pan that comes with it. Have I used it yet? No. And I will say, without ever having used it once, I can say that this is one of the worst woks that you can use for wok cooking, simply because I refuse to use anything coated in PFAS or whatever forever chemicals that are making and keeping this non-stick with the high temperatures needed for wok cooking. I would much greatly prefer the cheapo wok that came with the Nuwave unit, or you can simply go to a Chinese grocery store or a Chinese kitchen supply store and buy yourself a $30 carbon steel wok to use with the Abangdun unit. I would feel so much more comfortable if everybody who bought this induction burner would do that. I do understand that this is a lot to ask for, considering the fact that this is already a, I think, $200-something piece of machinery. Going off and spending even more money on a pan to work with it seems like a big ask, but at the end of the day, I don't want you guys to get sick and die. The whole point of me being here is to enrich in your life, and I can't do that if you don't have any life. Okay, so maybe it is not anywhere nearly as serious as that, but I'm just still not comfortable with you using a PFAS pan with a wok's amount of power. But in the ideal scenario, you would be using a high quality aftermarket wok to use with the Abangdun unit. This is an oxen forge wok. They range between $150 to $180. A lot of money to ask for a pan, but it is also probably one of the best, if not the best wok that you can get shipped to the United States. This is my ideal setup, and unfortunately it is close to $400. The Abangdun unit is still around $200, but they do offer a $15 discount immediately in the Amazon store. And again, this is one of the best woks that you can possibly get, but this is a lot of money. What is the cheapest alternative? It would be this $30 Chinese grocery store wok, perfectly usable. I have had this one for over a decade and I still love her. If I were to use the wok that came with the Abangdun unit, I would use it perhaps to boil water, to like maybe put a steamer basket on top of this. That would be really nice. I would use it as a great big steamer, or I would use it as a water boiler to cook a whole bunch of noodles in here. Maybe I would use it at a very low heat setting to cook acidic foods like tomato and egg. But would I sear meat, do stir fries, make fried rice in this? No, I would not. not when I have these two other options. I truly wish that there was one easy and perfect solution that just came in one purchase, but if I were to be honest, it doesn't exist. If you only have the budget for something that is under $200, Nuwave still has you, and Nuwave still works perfectly fine. But this works so much better that it is worth budgeting for and saving up for. Some of y'all have asked me about more commercial units, higher in power, higher in voltage, but still very much not in the consumer realm. I'm hesitant to review those, even though I would totally use them myself in a commercial setting. I don't think enough people have the necessary voltage, and a lot of people still care very much about the design, even though these I wouldn't consider anything close to my own design aesthetic. They are still things that look fine on your countertop. The commercial units that are pretty much just thin stainless steel, super utilitarian, while they work for some kitchens, will not work for most. And until these simply just get better or another consumer unit comes up, these are the only two that I really care about reviewing. That is my conclusion for this round. If anything new should pop up that seems interesting, let me know. I'll give it a look. But until next time, thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. And I don't know, y'all are super pretty attractive, and I love you all.